Boy, it's cold out here. Konnichiwa! Hey there, everybody. It's been another top 10 videos, and also happy Valentine's Day for everybody out there. To celebrate this Valentine's Day, I'm going to give you my top 10 best and worst video game couples. You know, it's really hard to, make a top 10 list of the best video game couples, so I can only name a total of 5. But it's not so hard to name the worst video game couples. To make it in this list, 1, they have to be 2 video game characters. 2, they have to have a love interest towards one another, or at least showed affection at least once. So, to tell you the truth, Link and Zelda are not going to be in there because they're friends, not, video game couples. And number 3, they have to be showing an ultimate display of love. So no fucking each other, just to make them whore themselves up to this list. So, I'm going to give you my top 10 best and worst video game couples. For everybody there, it's a Valentine's Day present.
Coming in at number 5 of the worst video game couples of all time. It can just be anybody, but for me, the worst one I have to choose has to be the ugliest couples I have ever seen. That is Mr. Pokilo and Shigor from Psychonauts. This game is just way out of the ordinary, and so are these two freaks. I mean, look at it. Shigor is incredibly annoying, and I know that Mr. Pokilo has been doing weird shit with her. Just how do they match? The only reason why they're not higher in this list is because of this scene.
Now you're back, Mr. Pokilo, and you tell us what to do! Right? You've got a plan or something, right, Mr. Pokilo? Right?
That's right, baby. Daddy's here. Everything's gonna be alright. Now here's what we're gonna do.
You know what's more annoying and out of the ordinary than both of these characters? Daxter and Tess. My god, is this bitch really this stupid? How does anybody have a hots for a rodent? I mean, really? Daxter is just loud and obnoxious. And how the hell does he get this lucky with a chick like this? Guys, whatever you do, do not go out with a girl that has a hots for animals. Ever. Coming in at number 3 of the worst video game couples has to be Jack and Rose. No, not the Titanic. I meant Raiden and Rosalind from Metal Gear Solid 2. I love the Metal Gear Solid series, but I know that I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this. I absolutely hate Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty. Really, I do. Just when you were expecting to play Solid Snake in this anticipated sequel, along came that pussy, Raiden, where you were forced to play him throughout the game. Even worse, he has an annoying bitchy ex-girlfriend who's on you in this mission. For crying out loud, this is a fucking terrorist operation and we don't need shit like this. Even if this was necessary, this is like the worst romance I have ever seen from 2 characters, minus Twilight. But anyway, these 2 video game couples met each other in New York arguing about some Godzilla King Kong movie and then later on stopped arguing and watched it together. At a time like this? I do admit that Raiden did improve in Metal Gear Solid 4, but when Rose came in and asking him to get back together because they gave birth to his bastard son, why this late? Coming in at number 2. No matter how many times Mario tries to save Princess Peach, she'll never let him do it with her. If you don't know the story of Mario, then you have never played a Mario game. Just rescue the kidnapped princess. Seriously, this bimbo must really love to be kidnapped by Bowser. And most of all, you're telling me that Bowser's kids came out of nowhere? Don't give me that shit. You know it was Princess Peach who's the mother, especially Bowser Jr. I feel so sorry for Mario. Why not ditch the princess and go for Rosalind from Mario Galaxy? That's something worth to save, Mario. And coming in number 1? God, I can't believe that the Sonic fangirls loves to fantasize about Sonic, and out of nowhere, this bitch came out along. Just seeing Elisa and Sonic is just disgusting. It's like Sega was making a contest for the Sonic fangirls to see who would love to put themselves in not only in a video game, but as Sonic's girlfriend. Words cannot describe how stupid that idea is. I'm not one of those guys that says Sonic sucks in 3D because I like the games like Black Knight, Secret Rings, Unleashed, and many more, but I can never put my finger on the copy of Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 ever again because of shit like this happened. This is a clear example of the worst video game couple of all time, and looking at it just makes me nauseous.
Coming in at number 5 for the best video game couples, in my opinion, of all time has to be Raz and Lily from Psychonauts.
Yes, I know I put Mr. Pokilo and Shigor on this list, but looking at Raz and Lily are pretty nice to look at. They're both incredibly charming and hilarious. I mean, how many video game couples do you know that has a sense of humor? I laughed a lot, and at times went silent when there are romantic moments with each of these characters. I know that this is similar to saving the princess or girl in other games, but Lily is actually worth saving. Raz and Lily, that's why you are number 5 in my list.
Number 4 for the best video game couples, in my opinion, has to be Snake and Eva from Metal Gear Solid 3.
I know that I said that there's not going to be a couple where they fucked each other just to make it to the list, but the relationship between Snake and Eva were just more than that. Normally I would say a woman like Eva is a slut, but she does that just to get Snake's gears on to continue the fight. Naked Snake is always under the protection of Eva, keeping him in company and giving him what he wants and needs. I mean, how many women do you know that would save your ass in a battle? I know that there are a lot of Metal Gear Solid fans out there that would say Solid Snake and Meryl has to be on the list. They could have if she was in Metal Gear Solid 2, and if she wasn't a total bitch to Snake in Metal Gear Solid 1 and rather take Akiba. I mean, really. Anyway, the only reason why Naked Snake and Eva are not higher on the list is because we never seen them together again in Metal Gear Solid 4. Seriously, Naked Snake, I mean Big Boss, totally left her out.
Number 3 for the best video game couples, in my opinion, has to be James and Mary / Maria from Silent Hill 2.
The story in Silent Hill 2 is the best story in any horror fiction, and to see a love relationship in this game, you cannot miss this out. By the way, click on the mute button until we get to number 2 because there's going to be a lot of spoilers in this one. Okay, with that out of the way, James, a lonely widower who has a distinct feeling that his lost wife, Mary, is still alive somewhere in a town called Silent Hill. Along came a woman named Maria who has the same face as his lost wife. This never explains it, but I know that deep down inside that Maria is Mary. During the adventure of Maria and James, Maria was fighting for James's life out of the horrors of Silent Hill. The fact that she sacrificed her life for him to live is what a real woman does. This never logically explains this mystery, but she not only died once, twice, but 3 times and comes back from the dead. Don't tell me that that was not Mary. In the middle of the game, James remembered that he killed Mary, and when they reunited once again, Mary finally forgave him for what he has done and let him continue his life. And seeing the ending of Silent Hill 2 was just priceless, speechless, and totally emotional. In my perspective about this ending I chose, words cannot describe.
And number 2 for the best video game couples, in my opinion, I have to choose at least one for Square Enix out there. I'm not going to put a Final Fantasy in there because I don't think it, it's a cheap way to say that's the ultimate display of love. But in my opinion, I think the best romantic novelty that Square Enix has ever put out has to be Chrono Trigger. Chrono and Marley from Chrono Trigger.
Sorry, I meant Marl. And man, is this one true video game couple. This is another video game couple that fights together in their greatest battles. Just watching these characters from beginning to multiple endings of Chrono Trigger was just breathtaking to watch. Any of those cutscenes with any of those characters together is incredible. Here's another spoiler here, so press the mute button until we get to number 1. The one thing I will always remember about Chrono Trigger is the scene where Chrono dies, and having the main character die and the story continue on was something that I've never seen in a video game before. What makes this relationship between these two video game characters is the best thing that Square Enix has ever put out. The one thing that puts them very high in this list is when you choose Marley to go back in time and save him in the event where he died, is what a real woman does to her man. Instead of waiting to be saved, she saves the man that she loves. And seeing this ending of Chrono Trigger is the most magical moment I have ever seen in any video game, period.
And number 1 for the best video game couple, in my opinion, has to be Sonic and Sally.
Okay, I'm gonna say this loud and clear. Screw Rouge, screws Blaze, and screw Amy. Sonic and Sally forever. I know that Sally is not a video game character, but technically Sonic is. So there, they made it in this list. These two couples has been there ever since Sonic Saturday AM all the way to the Sonic the Hedgehog comic books. This is something that no Sonic video game has ever put out. Sonic and Sally has been there in many battles, fighting together, showing an ultimate display of love that no other video game couple can do. Just owning the collection of DVDs and comics or anything else that has Sonic and Sally in it is all worth it. There were many moments that I cried, laughed, and even blushed. And it's still going on today in the comic book series. If you want any more proof why this video game couple couple is the best, then take a look at my Sonic the Hedgehog comics video and you'll see why.
So that's my top 10 favorite video game. That's my top 10 best and worst video game couples. I hope that everybody liked this list, and peace to everybody who's watching this video, and to all my female gamers out there, happy Valentine's Day.